else game of Elle trying to find Kira and solve all the murders and find out who the killer is and try to stop Light. They took all that out. I will say, though, one of the best moments, or not one of the best moments, one of the things that I was most hyped for in the movie was Ryuk. And Ryuk, in general, to me, is one of the greatest freaking characters, and he was done so well. Like, he just was so awesome, man. I loved the way his design was. I love his voice actor. But they took, like, all the good stuff away. Like, Light being a genius in high school. Like, you don't get to see... The way that they do it is he does other people's homework. And that's how he's a genius. And he literally... In the anime, he doesn't show the Death Note to anybody. If you watch the actual anime, Light, he has this feeling of, oh my god, this thing might be real. I should test it out. I'll test it to see if it works. And he tests it on an armed robber. He tests it on an armed robber that is holding hostages at a bank or something like that. And that guy ends up dying of a heart attack because he wanted to test it. In the anime, Ryuk appears, which is one of the first things that happened in the anime, and the Light Yagami, quote unquote, in the 2017 Death Note, which, by the way, his name isn't Light Yagami, it's Light Turner. Yes, Light Turner. He screams like Jamie Lee Curtis in the Halloween movies, like, you're a demon! And he's like, test out this Death Note. And he saves a girl from being bullied, and he ends up getting decapitated by a truck ladder that goes into him, which, if you watch the anime, none of the deaths in the anime from the Death Note weren't really that big of a deal. They weren't like, oh my god, he's dead, holy crap, like, they weren't like that in the anime. Another thing they took out, they took out Light's family. Like, in the anime, Light has his dad, which is the police chief, his mom, and his younger sister. Which, to me, Light getting the Death Note, and with his family around, that provided a sense of, like, tension and ease. And, all that type of stuff. And that, to me, was one of the things that, gave Light kind of that, I better be careful, my family's around. But in the 2017 Netflix movie, he straight up did not have a mom. They said his mom died of some BS, robber shot her or something, and they completely removed his sister, which I felt like was weird. And then another change that they did was the whole, there wasn't as much going on with, like, the Japan police department. Like in the anime, the police chief, which is Light's dad, tries to help the police department, but the police department, you don't get as much backstory and as much tension with the police department and Light as you do in the movie. It's just, oh, they're the police department, let's make sure Light wins, and you don't get that as much. Also, Misa, they took out Misa's character. They changed her name to like Mia. They took out the Misa, so they changed her name, and she's not, I don't know, it's weird. L, to me, I feel like the casting wasn't very good for him, as well as Light. Light, to me, seemed more like a wimp. He seemed more, he seemed more just, I don't know, stupid. Just like, I mean, L, there were a few things that they did in the anime, like they shouted out, L's, sugar addiction, because he ate M&M's, but I don't know, it just, and to top it off, in the anime, the first thing that Light does when he gets the Death Note is he shows the new girl, Mia. Her name's Mia instead of Misa. He's like, oh, you're real cute. I got this Death Note that kills people. You want to see it? Like, let me say this. If I were Light and I had a Death Note that whoever's name I write in it dies instantly, I would not show people, okay? He just wanted to show Mia the Death Note just to get some boom boom and to be on the Murray show in the next couple of weeks. But in the anime, the one thing that I do love about Light is he had different mindsets of being Light. Like, when he decided that he did not want to be Kira, he knew that different mindset. He acted like he wasn't the killer. He was like, oh, we gotta find Kira. Where is he? What can I do to help out? In this one, in the movie, the 2017 one, he's straight up desperate. He's like, oh my god, what are they gonna do if they find out? Misa, help. And, I just don't like that. And just like, when Light was desperate, he kind of anticipated everything. He kind of, anticipated that the cops were onto him, and he needed to get out, regroup, think a little bit. In this one, no. Also, they don't have the Shimigami eyes, which are the power in the anime that Misa has, to where she can see people's lifespans and people's names, to why she doesn't need the Death Note. They didn't add that either, which I was kind of bummed about. But all in all, I would say the movie sucked. I mean, let's look at other live-action anime adaptations. For example, Dragonball Evolution, since I'm playing Dragon Ball Z right now. But, I don't want to talk about that movie since it's pure garbage. And just like Attack on Titan, how they did the Attack on Titan live action, it's garbage. The anime is awesome. I'm pumped for season 3 next year, bros. But, it was so bad, yo. And like what's another thing they took out of the anime? A lot of the other stuff you don't get to see in the anime, as well. Like, no one figured out that Light was the killer until the very end. Like, don't watch it, but I'm gonna give spoilers anyway. Elle's dad straight up at the end of the movie figured out that he was the killer. He was like, so how did you know? And he was like, I knew all along. And I don't want to talk about it anymore, but yeah. And Misa, another thing about Misa, or Mia in this case, there's more romance in the 2017 movie between her and Light, which, if you've seen the anime, Light straight up uses her. Like, think of it as like Joker and Harley Quinn. In the anime, Light didn't really care about her like that. He more used her for his own gain and benefit. Like in this movie, they're straight up making out, and Mia's all like, hey, let's go kill people today. What else do you want to do? And I'm just like, no. Like in the anime, one of the most weirdest / funniest thing was at the end, Light is straight up crying and begging for Misa, and she's not there. If you've seen the anime, the final episode, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it wasn't the same part of it. And Misa ends up tricking Light. She's like, oh, go get my notebook. I killed all those FBI agents. Now I'm gonna make you my, like, slave, or, like, that type of thing. And, Misa threatens to write Light's name in the notebook, and she ended up becoming one of the main protagonists, which I didn't like. They completely changed up her character. Netflix pretty much just screwed it over. They just said, hey, let's take everything good about this anime, screw it over, and throw it in the trash. And that's what Netflix did. And I love the anime. Watch the anime. I feel like it is one of the best animes of all time. If you haven't watched Death Note on Netflix, watch the anime. I know I'm definitely gonna have my girlfriend watch it, because she hasn't seen it. She hasn't really seen much anime, and she'll probably like it. I'll have to explain it to her, but I'm gonna make her watch it, bros. But yeah, it was garbage. I wish Ryuk was in more of the movie, honest to God. He was like the only thing I liked in that entire movie. Everything else I hated. But yeah, the reason why I played Dragon Ball Z and talked about Death Note, I wanted to get kind of that anime mood, feel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the movie review. I watched it once. I will probably never watch it again, but I'm out, guys. Peace.